Okay, so on this one, a group of voters was asked about their political affiliation, method of voting, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. They're Republican or Democrat. They voted at the polls, absentee, did not vote. There's the totals. All right. First off, what's the, if we randomly select a voter, what's the chance they're Republican? Probably Republican. So that's going to be all the Republicans. Let me make that smaller. All the Republicans over the total. How many Republicans are we talking about? 190 over the total, 422. So you can literally just type that fraction right in there. Don't worry about reducing it. Just type it in. It's good. All right. Next, did not vote. Okay. Well, how many people did not vote? Right there, 157. So that's going to be 157 again over the total. Probability is always over the total. Okay. Next one. Democrat and they voted at the polls. Well, so that would be these 100, right? Because out of all the people, how many people are Democrats and they voted at the polls? These 100 only. They're Democrats and they voted at the polls instead of absentee or not voting. So that would be 100 over 422. That blank. Next one. Democrat or absentee. Now remember, or is more tricky. Or is more advanced. So so they're Democrats. So we're saying it's like me saying, what are all the people? I want to know all the people that are either Democrat or they voted by absentee. Either one. I don't care. They can be Republicans who voted by absentee, right? Remember, because or just means you fulfill one of those two requirements. They don't have to be Democrat and voted by absentee. We just did and in the last question. This is or. Do you understand the difference between and or? So or means you can do either characteristic. So you get a lot more circling, a lot more groups. So you got to circle all the Democrat people and then all the absentee people. I'm going to color for clarity. Right? It's all those people. All those people are either Democrat or they're absentee, or maybe they're both. The 42 are actually both Democrat and absentee. But all these different people, these four numbers, all need to be added up because all of them are either Democrats or they voted absentee, or maybe both. But at least they did one of those, right? So they fulfill our group. So what's that going to be? It's got to add them up. 100 plus 51 plus 42 plus 90 over, again, the total of 422. So whatever becomes of that, I'm getting 283 over 422. You can just type that fraction right in there. Don't need to reduce it or anything. All right, last part of this one, it's given. And remember what we do with given. We circle the part that's given because that narrows our focus, right? When something is given, that's all. You're given, you know for sure they did not vote. So where's the did not vote people? Here they are. So you just circle it, you forget about all the other numbers, right? Given narrows your focus. We're given that they did not vote. So what's the chance they were Republican? So if I say, I've got a friend, hey, he or she did not vote, right? We're given, we're told, we know for sure they're a person who did not vote. That means they're in this group. They're not over here. They're not absentee. They didn't vote at the polls. They're not part of the total. They are these people. They are among these people who did not vote. So what's the chance they're Republican, given that they did not vote? Well, out of 157 people that did not vote. So now we're just using the 157 as our total, not the overall total of 422, because we know there's somebody who didn't vote. That's out of those 157. How many are Republican? 67. So the Republican. There it is. Just type that fraction in the box. So remember, given narrows your focus. You circle just that group and all your numbers come out of that group. Because what you're saying is, hey, I've got this friend and he or she did not vote. What's the chance they're Republican? Well, out of all the people who did not vote, 67 of them were Republicans. So the chances are 67 out of 157. There we go.
Mr.